This is Wake Up Central.
Time now 6:43. The fentanyl crisis in Arkansas appears to be worsening. You may recall this big bust on I-40 in Pulaski County we brought you in June. Arkansas State Police seizing 50,000 fentanyl pills, a street value of more than $2 million. Congressman French Hill joined me recently for a wide-ranging interview, and he spoke about fentanyl along with the steps he believes Congress should take. There have been several recent high-volume, high-dollar fentanyl and other narcotic busts in Arkansas. And I know you tweeted something last month in May about federal and state solutions to try and fight the scourge of fentanyl. First, why is it important to you, and what do you recommend?
Well, the heartbreak to me over the 9 years I've served in the House is how many funerals I've gone to, and more particularly how many funerals my children have gone to, ages 23 to 26. This is a nationwide crisis. Over 100,000 people died of an opioid overdose in a year, twice what we lost in our armed forces in Vietnam. And back in 2017, 2018, it crossed 50,000. So this is not going away. It's coming in from Mexico via precursors that are made in China. The precursors of the elements that go into making fentanyl, the largest producer is China. But don't remember, we use fentanyl in legitimate drug activity.
Absolutely. Yes.
But it's coming to Mexico, being pressed into pills that imitate other opioids, and they're coming across our border, and they are deadly. A sweet and low packet. A packet of sweet and low. Every viewer knows that. That can kill 500 Americans if that was fentanyl. This is deadly. Powerful. We need better law enforcement, better interdiction on the border. We need to sanction China. We need to work with Mexico in a much more aggressive way, and I think that is the next step, where we collaborate like we did several years ago with Colombia about cocoa production. We need that kind of all government strategy in Mexico and the U.S. to interdict and counter this, or we're going to continue to see these deaths on our street. And then we have to take steps here. Education. Your kids are playing Russian roulette if they are popping pills at a party.
Absolutely.
And you may say, well, hey, it's whatever. But it is Russian roulette because you don't know what's in that pill, and it's not.
It's not regulated.
And we need good education, and Asa Hutchinson and Sarah Sanders both have been good governors on this topic. And I guess my final thing is I passed a bill last year imitating Arkansas to put naloxone as a co-prescription for anyone who gets an opioid. Nationwide.
Great idea.
We have that in Arkansas. You get a new hip or new knee, you get on an opioid, and you don't know your physiology here. It's almost typically overprescribed, more days than you really need. Advil might work at some point.
But even for some people, one day.
One pill, 1 day, 1 dose, and this naloxone co-prescription could save a life. And it saves lives in our EMS and police officers every day.
And it's becoming more mainstream, thankfully.
Right.
You can watch the full interview with the Congressman online at thv11.com. It's also streaming on the THV11 Plus app. That's free to download on streaming devices.